What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods Expert Mode. Okay, guys, so, yeah, I've been killing some blaze off camera here. I guess there's a little bit of experience left behind. I did resturb a blaze spawner, so yeah, we have that available, and I have some speed upgrades in here. So I was just killing some over here because I needed blaze powder, and we don't have, you know, a proper mob system set up specifically for the spawner just yet. But yeah, I had them on the ground here. I was flipping a lever, spawning some, flipping it back, killing them, etc. Turns out there is a problem. So this is a little bit of wool that's exposed here. I was thinking that we were going to be okay with the blaze, that there isn't anything burnable down here. But yeah, the wool was exposed and I didn't realize this. So this house kind of burned a little bit, nothing like super crazy, but enough. So yeah, I gotta be kind of careful about that. Looks like I had some wood burn around the main structure of our building here as well. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. I'm glad it kind of burned itself out before destroying a whole lot of stuff, but yeah, the entire second floor looks like that kind of went away as well. Not a big deal. We can tear that building down. We're not really using a lot of these villager buildings for much. Okay, so we lost a stair or two here as well. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, that's a problem. Yeah, previously we had lost some stairs over here, and I think that was from lightning strikes. Yeah, I don't know where those went. I'm pretty sure I never chopped those away. But anyway, we've been working on trying to get to blood magic and do some stuff. So off camera, I went ahead and made our blood magic book. This is kind of like a how-to guide on how to do blood magic in game here. So to make one of those, it's just a book, a piece of glass, and some feathers. Well, I guess one feather, one piece of glass. Anyway, so we got this book here. So you can right-click on it, and it's kind of like a little instruction manual. So if you want to know some alchemy stuff, you can go into this section. If you want to know how the blood altar works and all of this kind of stuff, you go into that section. This one kind of is the more newer portion of blood magic in 1.10, telling you about the Tartaric gems and other such things, the demon will, hellfire forge. These are the things that we're going to have to be working with in order to progress. And then there's also stuff on how to do the different rituals and all of these kinds of things. I don't know if it actually shows how these rituals are done. I haven't even looked at this section yet because we're not quite there yet. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, the portion of the book that we're going to be looking at today is going to be this section here. We're going to have to get into the Hellfire Forge. Let's take a look at this. Sentient Sword. This is a thing that we're going to want to make. So in order to get a sentient sword, this will allow us to kill monsters without having to use those snares. The snares weren't that easy to get, and I don't want to have to make any more than what we need. So anyway, to get more of those demon wills from monsters, we need to kill them with a sentient sword. So you do that with an iron sword plus a petty Tartaric gem. And this guy is made in a Hellfire Forge. So let's look at that. Hellfire Forge is made with refined corallium ingot. Did we make those already? I feel like we didn't. So we need... Well, does it show here anything, an easy way to get to this? I'm not really seeing it. The chunk of corallium. Ooh, abyssal stone with these things around it. Ooh, that's going to be quite expensive, isn't it? Well, we saw last episode how to get this, but I haven't mined anymore because I didn't think that we're going to need that much of it. Okay, let's go take a look and see what our stockpile is of that stuff. We have 4, and we are going to need a lot more than that. All right, so I need to go back to, let's see, is there anything else here? The mana steel, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back to that biome we were looking at last time, unless there's a way I can get one of these a different way. No, it looks like this is going to be the only way to do it. Let me just click through this real quick just to make doubly sure. Yeah, I think that is it. Is there a way to get the refined nuggets easily? We do the transmutation on this stuff. I don't know if we know how to do that yet. Anyway, I'm going to go mine up some more of those ores so we can get this stuff cooking up. And we'll be back, guys. Alright, guys, so I got back from the swamp, got done mining, got a lot of the corallium gems now. We made 8 of these clusters, and I got a few more remaining here. We got 49 plus 9 more. Guess we got 58 more of those things for the future, which is pretty cool. So I went to go ahead and make the item here, the refined corallium, I guess a chunk of corallium. But yeah, we need abyssal stone. So I started doing some research on how to get this abyssal stone. Apparently this only spawns in a abyssal craft biome, like a dimension, I guess I should say. So yeah, it doesn't show up in NEI at all, or JEI, I mean. So we're going to need to make ourselves a gateway key in order to proceed. So there's a few different types of gateways, so I assume that means there's 4 different dimensions from this mod. So a gateway key does require 2 of these pearls and then an Oblivion Catalyst. The Oblivion Catalyst requires 5,000 PE, and it requires a sacrifice in order to make this thing. So we already have this ritual thing set up, right? Eye of Ender's not bad, Redstone's not bad, and we saw last episode how to get the Shard of Oblivion. We need these Shadow Gems, and then we need the Transmutation Gem. The Transmutation Gem was the hardest part to get, so yeah, we have that already, and you can use that up to 10 times, right? So we need to get some more of these Shadow Gems, so I need to go back to that Shadowlands, or Darklands biome, and collect that stuff. So yeah, that's a thing. 5,000 PE though, this got me a little concerned because previously to get PE on this, we would get 5 at a time every 5 seconds or so from that statue. 5,000 of that is gonna take forever. So I went back to the swamp. Let's go upstairs. We'll fly over to the swamp real quick. I went over to the swamp and I started looking. All right, so I got over to the swamp and I started looking around and I saw there was some of the ooze over here, right? There's some over here too. There was a lesser shoggoth, or however you pronounce that. Apparently those can climb trees like a spider, or maybe it was climbing up the vines. I'm not sure. Anyway, it seems like wherever it was, it started laying down this ooze stuff. I killed it and I got some shadow flesh, or I don't know, whatever. But anyway, I was over here at our monolith area. We needed some of this monolith stone for something or other as well. Anyway, I got rid of the pillar that was right here, and I was like, oh wait, here's another one right there. Oop, got skeletons, get rid of you. So yeah, there's another pillar that was set up right here, but that was underground, so I dug away some of the dirt. The glider's messing me up. Yeah, and there was another statue right here. So I went ahead and I removed that statue and I brought that back to the base. Now, the statues were giving us, what was that, 5 PE every 5 seconds or something. Well, now we get that stuff twice as fast because we have 2 statues that are affecting our Necronomicon, which is pretty awesome. I was doing some further research and there are pedestals that you can get that'll up the amount of power, I believe, that those generate. And there's another type of statue, I believe, or pedestal that you can put nearby it that will just collect the PE on its own. I assume when that's full of stuff, you put the Necronomicon on there and it'll drain it into it. Not entirely sure, but yeah, we have 2 of these statues over here now, which is pretty cool. And I was looking, and sure enough, both of them give us a beam, and both of them are giving us 5 PE at a time, which is awesome. Yeah, so it won't take like super long, but to get 5,000 is still going to take a little bit of time. So I would like to figure out a way on how to get this faster. Now, another thing, since we saw that ooze in the swamp over there, I was going to see if we should chunk load that. There are the chicken chunk loaders in this mod pack I was looking at. This way we won't have to use our limited amount of chunk loading through our claimed chunk here. Yeah, so we only can load 50 chunks total. We already have half of those claimed. You need to claim a chunk in order to load it. Anyway, the chicken chunks one pretty much makes it so you don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. So let's go ahead and make one of those. I believe this can load a large amount of chunks. Yeah, I kind of want to load that swamp over there and just let it sit and see what happens with that ooze that's there, and see if we can get more of those monolith things to spawn and all sorts of things like that. It looks like Abyssal Craft is going to be pretty necessary for what we're doing with this mod pack. So getting the most amount of stuff for like PE and all of this, the potential air energy, definitely something I'm interested in doing. So yeah, the ooze is over in this general area, and then there's that one right there. So I might just kind of put the chunk loader between the two on top of one of these trees, and maybe we'll get more stuff to happen in the rest of the swamp. I don't really know how this stuff works as far as if it just randomly spawns or if it only spawns in a certain location based on the world seed or whatever, but let's figure that out. So we'll go ahead and bump that all the way up. So that does a 5 by 5 radius, so 81 total chunks. We can show the lasers, make sure that that is going to be in the correct area. I think that... But they're not going to show the lasers now? Do I have to be looking at it? Okay, let's go over here real quick and see if this looks like that's going to be in the area. I kind of feel like that will be. Unfortunately, those lasers aren't that great. You have to be so close, you have to be looking at it. Yeah, I think that should be fine. That should mostly load everything around here, I do believe. Is that going to load our other thing over there? It might. I might have to make another one of these chunk loaders. I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, we'll go ahead and let those things go. I might make another chunk loader, see if we can get this stuff over here. Yeah, I don't know if this is what spawns those dungeons or if there's a dungeon below ground here that we just can't see. But anyway, I'm going to continue on. We need to get that key made, that dimension key. We're going to have to collect some more of the shadow stuff, which spawns in like this biome or whatever. So I'll collect more of that, and we'll be back, guys. So after coming back to this Darklands Highland biome to farm some more of those shadow gems or whatever, yeah, I decided we should probably revisit our skyblock style mob trap here. So I went ahead and I put in dirt as the top layer here, and I clicked one of the blocks with a drop of evil, which turns it into cursed earth, right? We have all that drops of evil from our wither skeleton farm in the nether. It just kind of makes sense. I don't know why I never thought about doing this before. So yeah, I have upgraded the spawning platform to cursed earth, so now we get spawns all the time. I added in fast vector plates to every spawnable surface, and then it brings them right here to the center. All this pushes them towards the center, that pushes them towards the center, and then we have a 3 wide section here which pushes them forward. All right, I also increased the size of the spawnable space in here from 2 blocks high to 3 blocks high. I had it 2 blocks high originally to prevent endermen from spawning, but honestly, what that also prevents from spawning is the shadow monsters. I can't remember. The ones that actually drop the shadow gems, the ones that we're looking for, the harder to get items. So yeah, I made this 3 blocks tall. Those guys now spawn in there. And then on the back, I also put in some redstone lamps. And that is all redstone controlled just through some redstone conduit, so we can turn the farm on and off. Now, cursed earth farms, the monsters that spawn from the cursed earth, similar to the monsters that spawn from the disturbed spawners, will despawn after like 30 seconds or a minute or whatever. So you can turn it off and just wait, and they'll all just go away. You don't have to like hunt them down and kill them, which is kind of nice. So we can go ahead and turn this thing on. Just go ahead and remove the light from in there, and yeah, you can see monsters spawn decently fast. It'll speed up a little bit. This thing was pretty much full. You can see right here we got a shadow monster. So already we're getting the shadow fragments, which is pretty cool. So I've been farming this for a little bit. You can see I got 3 of the shards of oblivion plus the one we already had previously. But I kind of want to farm enough of these shadow gems for 1 more. Yeah, I've been spending a bit of time here trying to get this stuff going. So yeah, we got the shadow gem shards now off that one. And then there is another tier of those shadow monsters. I don't remember the name of them, but they do drop the actual gems themselves. So yeah, we'll just have to wait until we collect those guys. Now, we could set this up to be an automated farm. I've done something like that in the past, put spikes in the center and just have the monsters push towards them. The thing is, I don't know if we get looting, and yeah, I kind of want to make sure we loot these monsters as much as possible. But yeah, we could set this up to be completely automated and just let this go in a loaded chunk and collect these things. We'll have to set up a collection area so we can do something with the monster drops. But yeah, that is definitely something that we could do in the future, depending on how many more of these things we actually need. But anyway, I'll go ahead and farm these guys for a little while. Since I'm using a lot of durability on the sword, I put reinforced 2. We still had 2 modifiers remaining that'll up the durability of the sword 40%. And then I also made manual and sharpening kit so I can repair the sword. Even though we have mending moss 2 on there, Yeah, it is taking a long time for that to repair. So if I were to make this sword over again, instead of mending moss, I would have put reinforced 4 on there. And the next time this thing dings, it would be completely unbreakable. But you know, what can you do? We're just going to go with what we have right now. Anyway, I'll continue farming these up until we get enough of the things in order to get another Shard of Oblivion. And then we'll continue on, guys. So I'm trying to charge up the Necronomicon at this point in time, and I saw that we're going to need some more statues. So these lesser shoggoths, these things, after a certain amount of time, they will create a pillar or whatever with a statue on top. So pretty much what I'm doing right now is just flying around our swamp biome, waiting for these guys to spawn. I do believe after a certain amount of time, they just erect the column or whatever. Yeah, but I did some research on these guys because I never really figured out how these guys spawn. Apparently they just spawn in water type biomes, so that'd be the ocean biomes, or in this case a swamp. So I'm just gonna sit here and kind of watch these guys for a little while and see how long it takes for them to create these statues. You can see they're putting the stuff all over. I guess that's an ooze or whatever. It doesn't seem to be flowing, and I don't think it's really harming anything, but yeah, they are creating that as they are just hanging out over here. I see that there is another one on this side. Yeah, there's 2 of them around. So I'll just watch these guys and see what they do after a while. It looks like this one I aggroed, so I'll kind of get away and de-aggro him a little bit. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some more of those things happening here, so we can get some more statues so we can get our Necronomicon going faster. Alright guys, so I was waiting around the swamp for a while looking at those 2 lesser shoggoths, and eventually one of them despawned. Okay, so I was looking at the other one, and it kind of was aggroing me and coming closer, and then walking away, aggroing me and coming closer and walking away. I kind of don't want to mess around with that, so I went back and grabbed a soul vial here. We'll go ahead and place this guy down. So now we can see these guys up close, right? So that's kind of cool. Another thing that I do want to do though is I want to name tag it. Let me kind of get out of here for a second. I want to name tag it, keep it as a pet, so it does not despawn. At least that's the idea. We're going to name him Fluffy. So you are now Fluffy. Alright, so yeah, they do hurt a little bit. I don't want them... Oh, they climb. Right, I forgot. Okay, so let's get them over here. We'll have to put some kind of a lip around the outside to prevent them from climbing out. Oh boy, come here. Yeah, I'll have to... Okay, probably best idea right now, let's soul vial him back up. And I will just put a ring of cobblestone like this. That way it won't be able to climb up and out. It should be able to stay in here. Pretty much what I want to do is just have him or her, whatever it is, hang out in this little pen for a while. And I wanted to try and make one of those monolith things. So yes, we will place it in here. It should not be able to get out now, I don't think. I should be able to get out just fine, but I think it'll get trapped in one of the corners or whatever, even if it wants to climb up the wall, just like a spider. It even makes spider sounds. But anyway, I kind of want to have it hang out in there for a little while, see what it does. Let me get up to the top of this. See, there's a few yellow spots around here. Let's get rid of those guys. Cool. So hopefully it won't take super long for it to construct one of those monolith things. I hope it can construct it while it's in here. It looks like it is forming ooze, like those solid blocks. I don't know if once it gets to a solid block, it can form another one, eventually escape from hanging out in one spot. I guess we'll find out how this thing works in a little while. But anyway, let's just kind of hang out with Fluffy for a little bit, and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so I was just sitting here AFK waiting for our shoggoth to do something, and I heard an explosion. I'm looking over here, this fire, and it looks like there is damaged stuff. Let's go take a look at this. So pretty much since the beginning of today's episode, yeah, I made the energy pedestal and I put our Necronomicon on there. You can see there's particles going over here, and that is charging this thing for us. And oh yeah, I guess that's full now. Maybe that's why that exploded. I don't know. But yeah, apparently that does a little bit of world damage every now and then. Yeah, I was reading that just collecting the PE from these statues causes that every now and then. Man, that did a bunch of damage, didn't that? I don't know if that blew up one of these water mills. Don't know if I had another one there. Anyway, I didn't know that I was going to be doing something like this, so that's interesting. But anyway, now that that's done, or I guess now that we looked at this thing is done. I'll fix the rest of that explosion later. So we were going to do this ritual over here. Let's take a look at that. So we're going to do the gateway key, which did require the Oblivion catalyst. So that required 4 redstone and 4 of the shards of Oblivion. I don't know if they have to be in this particular order. It looks like I have them set up differently than that, doesn't it? Let me take a look at this one more time. So yeah, the redstone are on the cardinal directions, and I have that reversed. Again, I don't know if this matters. I'll go ahead and remove these and put them on the correct pillars. Okay. That one. So the redstone goes on the cardinal directions according to JEI. Again, I don't know if that matters. And we'll put these on the diagonals. Okay, cool. So I think we should be ready. There was one more thing that said that we needed a sacrifice. Sacrifice required. So again, I'm not 100% sure on this. I want to do some research before we do this, since that takes so long for this Necronomicon to fill up with the 5,000 PE. I don't want to do this wrong, have a drain, and then the recipe not complete. So let me do a little bit more research on this real quick, figure out what that sacrifice required is, if it's just any kind of an animal, or for a specific type of entity, and we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so here's an update on our shoggoth that we have. Yeah, so apparently these things, when they turn into the full blocks of that ooze down there, it will turn into dirt. Yeah, so this guy has been making dirt inside here, which is kind of interesting. I didn't realize it would do that. And then, yeah, the dirt has been, well, maybe it turns into grass blocks is what it is. I'm not 100% sure. I did make this taller since he is building up the floor a little bit in there. So yeah, I don't want him to like suffocate or whatever. I still want him to move around. But yeah, anyway, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be checking out this ritual. Now, these statues did like another event. It wasn't necessarily an explosion, but it made a bunch of those shadow monsters, right? They were all on fire. It made a bunch of them. I came over here and was able to kill them. And I got a bunch of the shadow gems, which was kind of cool, and some of the fragments and so on and so forth. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this done. So our Necronomicon has 5,000 PE. We're supposed to have a living entity, something that a shoggoth would eat, apparently is what the book says, nearby. And if the thing is valid, it should send a bolt of lightning down and destroy the entity. So there's a cow. Let's do this. Yeah, so it looks like things are happening. Oh, that's draining this really fast. Okay, so that's kind of cool. And there we go. All right. So that happened a little bit faster than I was expecting it to go, but that is really good. So go ahead and take the Oblivion Catalyst. This item contains incredible powers, by the way. So we'll go and take that guy. I will put our Necronomicon back over on this guy. Now, this energy pedestal should be able to store 5,000 PE in it. So I think that should be filling up the book. I'm not sure how fast. A little bit faster than, I guess, the 2 statues. Yeah, I'm not really sure how that all works. And there's ways that you can speed it up and all sorts of things. But anyway, we'll just leave that alone. It'll fill itself back up eventually. So now that we got this thing, let's come back over here. We'll get rid of some of these things. Soul Vial, so gateway key. Gateway key, right click. So we have everything, I do believe, to make this now. Cool. So we will make a gateway key. So it says right click on the ground to create a portal, infinite uses. Now the thing is, I don't know if the portal, I didn't know that was infinite uses to begin with. I don't know if the portal that this thing creates is like unbreakable. So I probably want to make this further away from the base than where we are right now. I'm not really sure where to put it. I just want to make a test portal, and if it's alright, we'll break it and then start another one somewhere closer to the base, I suppose. So let's try right here. Right click it on the ground. Oh, okay. So it makes a... So this is abyssal stone. This is what we were looking for, wasn't it? So can I just break this? We don't even have to go to the dimension. We have everything that we need now. Okay, well, abyssal cobblestone. I think we can take that and then smelt it down into the stone. Okay, so we can break it. It makes like another portal, which is kind of interesting. So since it does that, we can go to our portal area and set it up there. I think that should be just fine. All right, so that guy is filled up. Let's go down to our portal room down here. We'll make a new one down there. A new portal for this thing. I don't know if which way it orientates the portal. I guess we'll figure that out. Hopefully I can just stick it right here against the wall and everything will be just fine. I'm right clicking it. It's not doing anything. Maybe the ceiling is too tall or too short. Yeah, so that's in the ground and then in the ceiling. All right, so let's dig out a little spot here. 4 blocks there, 4 blocks up here, and we'll try clicking it on one of these lower blocks and see if it'll form it. Well, it formed it, but 1 block over. Oh well. Anyway, so we got this thing set up now. Gateway key. I probably want to put that. Well, I'm going to take it with me just in case. We'll put it in our tier 3 bag here, and this bag has soulbound on it. Let's go through and see what we see here. Welcome to the Wasteland. Okay. So night vision really doesn't matter here. I see a bunch of enemies nearby. I see something over here. First thing I want to do, let's put a waypoint so we know where the exit is. Cool. All right. So this thing's got my attention. I'm not sure what that is. And then a lot of this stuff just generated here. Is that water? We have a bucket. That is liquid corallium. I don't know if that stuff is bad. I know that in the swamp, it's supposed to generate that antimatter stuff, which is supposed to be bad. All right, so we'll leave those guys alone. What is that thing? I don't know. There's so many different structures and things around here that have my attention. It looks like the entrance to this is over this side. Oak chest. Premium insatiable, premium tight, incredibly crafty, incredibly hungry, wonder capacitor. That sounds like a really good one. What is that? Corallium stone. Okay. Interesting. I am kind of curious what these things are. They're like chains that go up into the sky for no apparent reason. I'm sure there is a reason though. What are these plants? These are called luminous thistles. What are these? These are Wasteland's thorns. Oh, they don't hurt you. I was expecting them to hurt me. All right, I gotta see what's at the top of these things. Oh. There is nothing up here. So what's the purpose of these things? I don't know. They're kind of cool looking. Yeah, it doesn't appear that there is anything on these. These are corallium cobblestone, abyssal stone. All right. So let's drop down a little bit, see if we can see anything else. There is a dragon. There's dragons here, apparently. Interesting. Okay, so these dragons applied some kind of debuff. Corallium plague. All right, let's get out of here before something bad happens. Man, there's like 3 of these guys. What's the deal? All right, well, it doesn't look like they... Oh, man, I gotta eat. It doesn't look like they are destroying blocks, which is a good thing. We're gonna go back. Not quite prepared for there. It's doing a decent amount of damage. We're losing hearts pretty quickly. All right, well, we figured out what that dimension is. We got ourselves abyssal cobblestone. I don't know if there's something special that we will get from there. I'm sure we'll find out eventually. All right, so gateway key is done. Abyssal stone is done. So that leaves us back with the Hellfire Forge. So in order to get this, once again, we had to do this guy and one of those, right? Am I doing that wrong? I'm still doing that wrong, aren't I? Abyssal stone. Okay, I need to smelt it. So that's easily done. We'll just go smelt it right over here. Furnace only. Abyssal stone. All right, so downstairs, and we will place that right here. Cool. All right, so do we have to smelt that one more time? I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it looks like furnace will just smelt that into the ingot. All right, so smelt that guy down. Oh, that gives us 2 of them. Bonus, I like it. Awesome. All right, so we got 2 of those guys. So now we need the bricks. Okay, so I need to do a little bit more than this stuff right here. I guess I didn't even look how to get this at all. We need a transmutation. Oh boy. So a transmutation, can we search for that? I assume this is some kind of a machine transmutator. That makes sense. So we need corallium brick, which is made from corallium stone. Okay. And then block refined corallium. Oh boy, that's a lot of that stuff. That is a lot of that. Okay, so we're going to need to farm a lot of these gem clusters is what it sounds like. Now that explosion that I just heard, that's got me a little concerned. All right, just making sure nothing else happened to this over here. Looks like Fluffy is still doing his thing down there, which is fine. Cool. Well, you know what, guys? I think we've gone to about as far as we can get to today. We saw a new dimension, which is pretty awesome. Oops, I hit the wrong button. We saw a new dimension, which is pretty awesome. It's crazy how there's dragons flying around, things like that. We'll have to upgrade our armor a little bit more, I do believe, and then try and get some kind of a energy storage to recharge our armor and all of those kinds of things. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.